In this lesson, we're beginning Activity 4 in our book. And we're going to cover the Marquee Selection tools, eventually the lasso tools, magnetic lasso, and magic wand. Now, the first file we're going to open is called clouds.jpg from your Unit 1 Part 2 Photoshop folder. So, get into Photoshop, File, Open. Go to your recent places, Unit 1 Part 2 Photoshop, and search for a file called clouds.jpg and click Open. Now everybody in the classroom should have, if you look at my screen, everybody should have this file. It has a picture of clouds and a tree in the bottom right corner. Now what we're going to talk about are the marquee tools. Now we've talked about them before. What's the shortcut for the marquee tools? M, that's right. Now you got the rectangular marquee and you got the elliptical. Click on the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to drag the mouse pointer diagonally across the image to select part of the clouds. So I'm going to start in the upper left and drag down to the right. And I got this area right up here selected. So you do the same. Now I'm going to do it again right here, and I'm going to hold down Shift this time. Now, while I hold down Shift and drag, what happens, class? It's a perfect square. It's proportional. It keeps the same height and width. But if you hold down Shift but you release Shift, now you can do rectangular shapes. But if you hold down Shift, it keeps it a perfect square. Now if I had the elliptical marquee tool, it would do a circle, perfect circle. Or if you release, it turns into an oval. Now, let's try it again. Now I'm going to do it. I'm going to hold down the Alt key. Now let's say I'm going to start in the middle of this cloud, and I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to hold down the Alt key. It starts from the center out. That's perfect if you're wanting to select an item perfectly centered. Now, if you hold down both Alt and Shift, it creates a perfect circle or a perfect square. Centered. Holding down both Alt and Shift. So practice those type of selections. Yes, Alt or Option and Shift. Now I'm going to go even further from the book. Now outside of this rectangle selection, I'm going to hold down Option. Now look what happens when I hold down Option. You get a little minus there. Let's say I don't want this part of the selection. Click and drag, and it takes that off. Or if I want to cut a part out of the middle of that, hold down Option. That's no longer selected. If I want to round that corner, hold down Option. It cuts that corner off. If I want to add something back on, outside of it, I hold down Shift. See that plus sign? It adds that. Hold down Shift. I can add to that selection. Hold down Option. I can take that off and subtract it. So you can select like odd looking shapes using the plus and minus as well. So Shift and Alt can keep, Shift can add to a selection. You can also keep it in proportion. Alt can subtract from a selection and or keep it centered. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cut part of the image you selected. So I'm going to go edit, cut, or you can go Command Z. I'm sorry. Command C. Command C. And then go File, New. Now, when you create a new document and you just cut something, it's in the clipboard. And it automatically creates a new document the size of what you just cut. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to go Edit, Paste, or Command V as in Victor. And it pastes it exact size as I cut it. And I'm going to save this as layeredclouds.jpg. So File, Save As, change the format to JPEG. I'm going to go in my Lesson 1 folder, type Layered Clouds. Alright, I'm going to click Save, click OK. There you go. So you got your original clouds and the new one that you saved as layer clouds. I'm going to close that. Don't save. Close clouds. Don't save.